How would you feel if a loved one passed away from cardiac arrest because there was no one present with adequate knowledge to administer help? Thankfully for Paul Ganelli and his family, Christopher Hatchie was on duty in the Charlotte Douglas International Airport one night when Mr. Ganelli suffered sudden cardiac arrest. Christopher Hatchie delivered CPR and ultimately saved Mr. Ganelli's life. For me personally, having witnessed CPR, it is extremely traumatizing, but watching it successfully save someone's life can be extremely rewarding. It is a common misconception that the knowledge to save someone's life can be only attained by those who have gone through medical school or have years of knowledge. However, that knowledge is actually very attainable to every human. For me personally, I've been lifeguarding for years. I've come to learn the CPR, and I understand the importance of knowing it so much that I'm now a certified CPR instructor. So I've learned my importance of knowing CPR, and I want to share with you today the importance of learning CPR and how you can do so. So let's dive into some specifics and statistics. First off, CPR is defined as cardiopulmonary resuscitation, which means that it is administered whenever someone loses a heartbeat or develops an irregular rhythm. CPR is administered in order to keep the blood flowing throughout the body and deliver oxygen to all of the major organs to keep the body alive. In essence, the CPR just keeps the body alive and functioning until the automated external defibrillator becomes available and is able to deliver the shock to reset the heart. So the AED will monitor the heart and determine if a shock can be delivered, and if so, it will. But they're extremely self-explanatory, and you should never be concerned about having to use one if you ever find yourself in that situation. Additionally, the American Heart Association has found that delivering CPR immediately after sudden cardiac arrest can double or triple the chance of survival in a patient. So it is really imperative that every single person knows their stuff and that they are able to administer it in any case. Furthermore, it has been found that 475,000 Americans will suffer from sudden cardiac arrest every year. These Americans are of any age, race, gender, ethnicity, religion. So it can occur to anyone, anywhere, in a movie theater, in a restaurant, on a boat, on a sidewalk, or it can be in your own home where you're the only one available to administer the CPR to help your family member. Additionally, it has been found that 37% of CPR cases occur with a bystander. So 37% of people who suffer from cardiac arrest could be administered help, but this is only if 100% of the population knows CPR. So all of those bystanders have to know CPR in order for all 37% to receive the help. So do your part to those 37% that are lucky enough to have a bystander and go learn your CPR. Lastly, it was found in a study that 18% of people who were taken in the study that they have a current CPR certification. This study was conducted by the American Heart Association, and they additionally found that 65% of people had received training at some point in life. It is imperative that you stay up to date on your knowledge, not 20 years ago, because first off, you're probably not going to remember it from 20 years ago, and the protocols have probably changed from 20 years ago. So first off, we really need to get everyone certified and keep up with their certifications, because there may be a protocol down the line that could quadruple the chance of survival in these people. However, some may argue that CPR could be traumatizing to administer, and it breaks the ribs and the sternums, so that maybe it's not the best decision and you should just wait for emergency personnel who are better trained. However, it is found that 30% of people who do receive CPR do suffer from cracked ribs and sternums, but they've all said that they would much rather have a broken rib or a broken sternum than be dead. Like a life over limb, you keep the human alive, and they're going to be grateful for it. So just because less than 50% of people know CPR doesn't mean you shouldn't. So I'm going to do a quick demo. So you would interlock your fingers like so, and you would place the heel of your palm across the center of the chest between the nipples. You would push down with locked arms to administer 110 or 100 to 120 chest compressions a minute. And for every 30 chest compressions you deliver, you're going to deliver 2 breaths. With that being said, I would highly encourage that all of you go to a CPR class near you to learn more. To do so, you can log on and research classes around you from Ellison Associates, Red Cross, or any other organization that does CPR classes, and you can typically register for their classes online. So knowing CPR is obviously a skill that can save someone's life, but it has some other advantages. First off, CPR class is typically 8 hours. That is a very small amount of time. Secondly, CPR can be administered by a single person. You don't need friends to do it. You can do it on your own, so it could be just you and one other person. You can still save their life. 3, knowing CPR keeps you calmer in any emergency because you have some background knowledge. 4, knowing CPR makes you more marketable in the workplace because you could make a safer workplace. 5, CPR is a very easy skill to learn, and it's very evident that we all can and should learn it. So today I have explained to you the importance of learning CPR and how you can do so. It only takes 8 hours to do so, so I've done my part. Will you do yours?